Okay, we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Sarah Arrow. Oh, why don't we have our little thingies underneath? That's why it hit it. Okay, I'm going to leave the URL up for the moment. This is our big day. We're going to talk about the launch of a special moving sale that we have going on called Build Your Own Curriculum. And it's all around the theme of sharing your knowledge. So firstly, if you haven't been reading any of my emails or the new emails from Sarah, you'll know why it's called a moving sale, or you won't know if you haven't been reading. So I'm moving from New Jersey to Colorado, to Boulder, Colorado. And I've already found out there's like 3 or 4 customers who already live in that area. So like Sarah's like, we're going to be having a Content Sparks party. So, but only if Sarah can come too.
I'm booking my tickets. As soon as the US is off the red list, I'm over there with you.
Well, once we're going to wait a little, get settled, feel safer, all that stuff. But as part of the whole move, I figured, why not make it even more stressful and more complicated by having a sale at the same time? So Sarah's helping me out. You're going to be getting emails from her because she decided that it's time for her to take over some of the emails.
That's all. That surprise.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But you will see some emails. And today, it did actually go live yesterday, but I already had the first moving glitch, which is that that my announcement email was supposed to go out at 9 a.m. It actually ended up going out at 9 p.m. So even though there's only a 2-hour time difference with Boulder and New Jersey, don't ask. Like I said in my post, not my finest moment with the memory. So you have an email if you're on our list. If you're not on the list, why not get on the list so that you can get notifications? There's lots of freebies where you can get added. And today I just want to go through how it works, the sale, but even more importantly, of course, answer all your questions. And we're going to look at the first 3 of a whole Be Inspired series of blog posts. You should have, if you're on the list, already seen a couple of these where we have blog posts where different members of our team looked at a list of courses and picked out 5 or so that they would put together in a curriculum, and why they would put those together and some different ways they would market it. So you're going to see a little bit of a spotlight for different ones of our team members as well. Okay, so first I'm going to share my screen, and remember, put anything in the comments. I already have my Microsoft Office speed tips that congratulations to your move. Why not do a launch as well? Names of therapists. Wait, I got to show this. Yes, please. Hopefully local to Boulder or even Denver, though actually people in Boulder don't tend to like to drive more than 15 minutes anywhere because everything is there within 15 minutes, which I think is absolutely hysterical, because being in New Jersey, it's like, you got to drive half an hour to a doctor, an hour. What's the big deal? But no, in Boulder, it's like 15 minutes. What? That's so far. So yes, I need a therapist. So first, I'm just going to share my screen to show you what this looks like. I'll take this down in a sec, but the URL for this page is contentsparks.com/share-knowledge_curriculum. So not the shortest link we've ever done, but that'll work. And you can also find it on the homepage of the site, and there's a little banner that pops up. So if you go to the homepage and you're just there at our homepage, a little banner is going to pop up that says now live. You can just click on that too. So that's part of one of these store banner things in Thrive. All right, so this is the page. Let me hide the banner so that you can see. And before I look at the Inspired, I'm just going to scroll through this really, really quickly, high level. The theme is around sharing your knowledge. So you're going to be able to build a curriculum where you help people build a business where they're sharing their knowledge and expertise. It ends Wednesday, so there's a nice little countdown timer there. 5 days, 14 hours, 57 minutes and counting. And the way it works is the more you get, the bigger the discount you get. And it's not based on number of dollars you spend, it's based on the number of courses. So one course is 30% off, 2 to 3 is 40%, 4 to 5. Here, I can probably make this a little bit bigger as well. There, it's a little bit bigger. So 30%, 4 to 5, 50%, and 6 or more is 60%. Best value. And that's actually bigger than we normally do. The only time you get that big a discount or more is during a launch, when we first launch a product. So that's pretty good. And then you'll see there's a whole list of different options. I think there are now 24. There were 21, and we suddenly at the last minute added 3. But all you'll have to do is check off what you want. You won't see the discount there. It'll just say what it is before discount. And as you add more, you can see at the very bottom of the list, right there, you'll see the discount grow. So say I add that and that. How many have I got so far? I got 50% discount. So say I add one more. I now must have 6 courses. I'm up to 60% discount. So $512 instead of almost $1,300. And you'll see the savings grow on that. So that's the way it works. Then there's a nice little explanation of it, the usual stuff, a few quotes from our customers, a few details, and a little something about me. And then at the bottom, you can click here. This is a little anchor link where you can click on that and it'll take you back up. So that is a bigger deal than you would think, because it took a little while to figure out and get the code to work for that to jump up to the top. Anyway, that is how it works. Did I have a comment in there?
Yeah, I think it's Elena, and I think you added.
Yeah, we've already Elena. Yeah, Elena, you don't need a separate coupon code for the number of ones that you wanted. You sent in a support ticket. I think it was you. And all the ones you wanted are in this list. So all you have to do is add them to your cart, and you'll get that 60% off that we added, because there were some that's one of the reasons we added 3 more, because these are also relevant to sharing your knowledge and building a business around sharing your knowledge. So we added those. So all of the options you wanted are in there. All right. So no coupon code needed. Just go to the page. The link again, I think I sent you in an email, Elena, but this is the short link, contentsparks.com/share knowledge_curriculum. All right. And actually, Sarah, if you can you pop that link into the chat as well, so it's easy to click on? Yep. Okay, that would be great. Thank you. All right, so let's go back over now to that Be Inspired series. So this is here. All right, so this is a page you won't see yet, because it's gradually building as we add more case studies, or they're not case studies, they're ideas to inspire you from our team. So we've got how Evan's going to create his online academy, how Rachel's going to do hers, how my ideas for what I would put into an academy, and then upcoming we'll have Kate and Fiona and Sarah herself as well. So that's a total of 6 that you're going to get of different ideas for curriculums based on the courses that you'll see. We're not trying to overwhelm you, but give you ideas for how different people would put things together. And then you pick and choose your own, again, based on your goals, your audience, what you know, what you love to teach. Okay. And you can go through it yourself as well. So let's see, which one should we look at first? Should we look at Rachel's? Let's look at
Yeah,
Rachel's.
why not?
Here, I think I have it open. All right. So this is Rachel. She is a professor at HubSpot. So if you haven't heard of HubSpot, that's one of these software marketing technology platforms. So way beyond something like an ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft, it's a whole marketing platform where people can have not just email, but also CRM and blogs and sales pages and all sorts of things. And she does customer training. So she's what they call an inbound professor in their terminology. And she's in charge of, I think she does the CMS, but she's also just been doing a certification course on SEO, I believe. I should know this because she's also my daughter. Shh. She's also been editing our courses for years. So she has inside knowledge. And she picked out the how to create an online course, the online course expansion pack, launch and market your online course, how to teach it, and teaching an online course, the expansion pack. So the expansion packs are that have like extras, they're smaller things. And she chose them because she wanted to start to finish on creating your online course, launching it, marketing it, and teaching it. So really a comprehensive program on online courses. And she talked about why online education is more and more popular, and how it's difficult to stand out, and it's important to learn how to teach it properly and market it to create something really high quality. So you can already go through and see her ideas and how she would market it and other tips. So that one is available already for you. And I think in the email yesterday that finally went out at 9 p.m., you'll see that one, and you'll also see mine. But first I want to show you Evan's, which is here. So Evan had a slightly different take. Do you want to talk about this one, Sarah? Because I'm doing all the talking here.
That makes a change, doesn't it? Well, I was really envious of this one. Oh wow, that is such a fantastic curriculum. And Evan starts with the ideal customer profile and the expansion pack, then moves into build your unique personal brand, then content marketing to build your brand, and then the next level website content. And that is just a really beautiful curriculum. I've got all of those products. I so want to record that. And I think this is really, really amazing because the ideal customer profile is the foundation of everything you do. So having that at the beginning is brilliant. And it's something that Content Sparks really encourages all of their customers to get involved with, because when people know their ideal customer profile, everything else around their marketing becomes easy. It's like, oh, I don't know what to share on Facebook today. What does your ideal customer need to hear today? Yep. Oh, that's what I'll write. Yep. I don't know what to write in a blog post. What does your ideal customer need to know before she makes a purchase? That's what I'll write. And that is so powerful. And it's right there, right at the front of his curriculum. Then he's got the expansion, which has the nice little bits and pieces, the extras. The planner is really fantastic. I was so delighted because it was one of the first ones that the team had put together, that one. And previously I'd put them together and they'd adjusted, and this was the one that they'd put together all by themselves, and it is so fabulous. It really is good. It's the guided journal rather than
I like that. Well, it has the questionnaire and the builder and the snap. I really liked this one a lot.
Yeah, it is a fantastic expansion. It really adds to the experience because we're very conscious at Content Sparks. It's not just record your course and then people show up. You know, you need to be a little bit different to stand out from the crowd and attract people in. And the expansion packs enable you to really show your expertise. And I was so excited when I saw this curriculum. Then build your unique personal brand. And of course, everybody's got their own slant on building their personal brand. So that's something that you can get yourself and add in the additional bits and your own experiences and make it truly unique to you.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to the exciting parts. The pits, I really, really love the content marketing to build your brand. That's another fantastic program, followed by the next level website content. And the next level website content, does that have the website grader in it? Or was that the bonus?
Oh, good question. Sometimes you can only get the bonuses when you get it at launch time.
Yeah.
Where's the details? That's what's covered. Student materials. No, but it has the idea bank spreadsheet. No, that one's doesn't have a grader in it.
Right. Okay.
You're thinking about the upcoming one on e-commerce copywriting.
We had
a grader
in this because I turned it into a quiz.
Right, but that was a launch bonus. I think
was a launch bonus, and
yeah,
or it could have been an expansion pack because there was an expansion with this. I can't remember. So many good things over the last who knows how long. Oh, look, here's the expansion pack. There's the website grader. There it is. You need the expansion pack, peeps. It is really fantastic.
Okay. There it is. And I think that is in the list as well of options. You're going to ask me to go through. There it is. The expansion pack is available in there as well. Okay. Sorry. Go back.
Yeah. So if you missed the expansion pack last time, get the expansion pack this time. And it is really, really powerful, that website grader. So I thought this was an absolutely fantastic curriculum. And can you scroll down and see what Evan was planning to do with it? Because what's he going to do? Oh, if we scroll up, 4 main courses. So his investment would be...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And this is what I really loved about this series of articles was everybody shared how much they're going to charge for their programs. And all 4 is $15.95 in dollars, which is a really fantastic price. And I can remember with the unique personal brand, I was doing the research and sharing that with you, Sharon, and we were finding courses for building personal brands for in excess of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah.
And some of them, quite a lot of them, were nowhere near as good as the Build Your Unique Personal Brand program that Content Sparks has put together for you. So to have that as a standalone product at $997, I think you'd get a lot of sales from that. I think in comparison to lots of others that don't have all of the fantastic things that the Content Sparks material has, I think you're offering an incredibly no-brainer buy my training. And you only need all of this curriculum would come to about $500. So if you sold one Build Your Unique Personal Brand, you've made your money back, and that's just by selling one. You've made your money back and $500 profit.
So what if I added these? We've got the 2 ICPs. Is content marketing to build your brand in here? These are ones, some of the team were a little looser about picking what they wanted than others. So the one that Rachel was saying had the others in it, had create an online course. She had online course expansion pack, launch, teach. Did she have another one in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She have.
I think that's all that she had.
I would add the ICP to that one, though.
Yeah,
most definitely. Let me go back up and add that one. Yeah, so I'm going to add that one to hers. This is Rachel's. And then take out the others. So that came out to, that can't be. It can't be right. 352? That sounds too cheap.
You've not added in the unique personal brand one. That was.
Oh no, I'm just looking at Rachel's right now. This is the how to create an online course. Because of the 60% off, it's really cheap. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back and do Evan's now. So that was like ridiculous. And he had the 2 ICP ones, right? Yep. And then he had, what did you say? Build a unique personal brand.
Yep, which was down the bottom.
He had next level website content.
That's right, he did.
And we're adding in the expansion pack.
Yeah.
And then he had build your unique personal brand and content marketing to build your brand.
Yep.
Right. And I think that was everything. Same price. That I think something's not right here. Let me refresh. Okay. So let's try again. That's weird. How to build, it could be because I have too many things going on. So unique personal brand. If we're going to find a glitch now, this whole moving thing is going to just drive me nuts. Next level. Then we said, and the 2 ICPs.
Yep.
So it should scroll down. So many of the prices are similar. So it still says that. So let me just make sure it's working properly by taking one of them out. Yeah. So look at that. It's actually only $10 more because of the 60% off. When you add the $197, it's almost like you're getting it for $10. That's wild.
Yeah.
The difference between getting 50% off and 60% off.
That makes it even better to spend $352 and then you can sell one of the programs for $997 like Evan has planned, and you get your money back plus twice more. And that's if you just sell one. If you sell 5, you're going to be really, really excited. 5 sales of a $997 product can really make a difference, whether you're doing this as a side hustle or whether you're doing it as your main business. Having some really fantastic higher level programs is a really good way to increase your profits. And having in...
okay, well...
How much is all 24, Sharon? If
you want me to try checking off the whole thing? Okay, I'm going to tick off all the boxes, starting at the top, and then we're going to look also at the curriculum I wanted to teach. So I've got 1, 2. Okay, how to create an online course expansion, launch and market, teach expansion. I'm having trouble. Membership site. Why not? Fast info products, your signature system, which you can apply to all these other courses once you have your signature system, the upgrade with the challenge, your website, basic pages, your next level website stuff, expansion with the grader and questionnaire, blogging. Got to add that to your website. Write a book to expand, show off your knowledge more, market your book because nothing's going to do well unless you market it. Go from blog to book to course, some more stuff. Branding, personal branding, always essential for everything. Building your audience using social media. You need somebody to sell to. Content marketing to build your brand. Email list, my favorite, because you got to have an email list, best form of marketing. Group coaching, another form of helping people. prospect to client is using strategy calls to sell your services. And then you're going to do a live event or workshop, you got to fill it. So all of those would normally be almost $5,000, and you're getting it for almost $2,000. So $3,000 savings.
That is a significant. How long are you moving for?
The movers arrive on the 30th. I have the next, 10 days to get everything cleared up. And no, this is only going on till the 24th, though.
Right. So we don't have long to grab these deals because they are pretty substantial discounts. Sharon's even shocked herself with that.
Snejana said I need a month off and a loan. Oh, I could use that month off, I tell you. You're not going to need a loan. You're gonna go out there and start selling this stuff right away.
Yeah, start
with one thing. So you want to talk about the whole overwhelm thing. So the whole point of this isn't to get a whole curriculum together and then the next day put it up and start selling it. I would actually go through a lot of these yourself. So for instance, the build your audience with social media. I would start with that. Make sure you have an email list set up, an autoresponder, an email list, so that you can start capturing names of people right away who would be interested in your program. So you start building up your personal brand, your credibility, take out little bits of things that you can offer to people for free, where they have to opt into your list, maybe doing little webinars and live streams. So you're gradually building up your brand, your reputation, showing people that you know about these topics. Pick a theme first. So the theme around this is building a business around sharing your knowledge. You should tweak that based on your audience. So you call it something else. That's just what we called it. I'm sure Sarah's going to call it something else, and you're going to tell us in a second.
I was thinking of build your expert business, but I'm not quite sure on it. It needs a little bit more thinking.
Yeah. No, you're going to check it with me first because I'm not crazy about that. But you can throw ideas into the Facebook group. As a customer, you have that resource, and just, if you have ideas, see what people think. But definitely use some of those things in there to start. And then you don't have to push people into a curriculum right away unless you already have clients who trust you. So if you have a fairly new audience, want to start them out with something small. As someone, if I were interested in going into an online school like this, I would want to try out a small course from them first to see how it goes. So I would do that, and that will start paying for the rest of it anyway. But if you have clients who already trust you, then absolutely you could set it up. You don't even have to have them set up online and ready to teach. You can start with one, but sell them into the whole academy. Sarah has a whole academy, and you don't have all the courses in there at once.
No, I've got about 6 courses that I've delivered live into Facebook groups, and I've threatened to move them off of Facebook into my academy for the last 5 years. I'm still getting there with that one. I've taken on another assistant, so I should hopefully have that moved in the next couple of months. Mm-hmm. And in my current academy, I've only got about 15 live programs. I've got about 40 behind the scenes. And Kevin totaled up. Kevin's my husband and my partner over at the academy. And he totaled up that we had over 100 Content Sparks products. And he said, if you want to buy any more Content Sparks, you are going to have to record one a week each month. And you know what? I've done it. So far this year, I've recorded one a week every single week. So this year, we've actually put in an additional 12 courses. And one of them I'm using as a lead magnet. And the others I've got in as bonuses to courses. So they're not all buy this course. And a couple of them I've released steadily to certain groups. And the affiliate marketing one, that went really, really well. I was really pleased with that because I only released that to a small segment of my community, and that went down really, really well. So I found just having that one a week goal means I can get it done. And how it works is on a Wednesday, I prepare the slides. And for me, I open up the PowerPoint in a Blaze pack, and then I delete everything that I don't want to record. So where it says debrief, ask any questions, I delete all of those. Then I go and choose the images and color the slides. Now, I don't use the slide master, I do it all by hand. It takes about 90 minutes. Then I go over and edit the course book. Sometimes I put that up in its entirety. Sometimes I portion it up. So I have one Word document that's got all my background because I insert my background as a watermark. So I have a Word document with that in it, and I paste it in and change all my fonts, and then I save it. But the bonus of doing it like that is as I'm going through the content, I'm reading the content, seeing what I would change, thinking, oh, I can add in my experience there. So you could actually go through the slides a heck of a lot quicker than what I do. But it takes me longer because I'm thinking of my little stories and my little anecdotes and the little things that make it me.
Yeah, but that's important. That's really, really important. It's much better to spend that extra little bit of time, and you work fast because you've been doing it for a while. But it's way more important to do that and know the content. You can't just go through one of these and record them without reading it first, because then how are you going to make it you? And how are you going to
exactly?
You won't sound like you know what you're talking about if you don't go through it first.
Yeah, it's like the Think Like a CEO one that came out recently. Kevin actually recorded that and not me. And the reason Kevin recorded that was because he does more CEO-like things in his various businesses than what I do. So that meant he had more stories and more value that he could add to the audience's experience. Whereas mine would be, oh yeah, and when I done that, I got a headache, which isn't really what they want to hear. But Kevin loves all of that sort of thing. So it made sense for him to do that. And if you've got a partner that can be part of your business, get them to join in. Oh, I'm glad to see I'm not the only one.
There's only one, but there's one difference because she has to translate, Snejana has to translate into 2 languages.
That is a big job.
And if you're doing it in the same amount of time as Sarah, that's pretty amazing. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, we have a question from Elena that I know you're going to be able to help with too. Why are we only seeing your eyes, Sarah? Sit up.
Oh, hang on. Let me just adjust the camera.
So Elena is saying, if the delivery takes place through a membership site, does it make sense to add 1 or 2 courses to start with, or need to wait for to add the full curriculum for a 1-year membership? What are your thoughts? So I want to give my thoughts first for you. Firstly, it depends on what the curriculum is. So there are a couple things to look at. There's one issue, which is you don't want to wait a year to get this up there because people are waiting and need the help. All right. So you're not going to wait and put everything together, 12 courses or whatever it is, before you launch something. You can launch without having them all up there. Right. So that's one issue. The other issue is, do people want to be able to pick and choose which ones they do depending on where they are in their journey? And that's a question of drip feed versus, okay, here's 12 courses. You pick whichever ones you want, which can be very overwhelming. So you need to balance all of those out. So I would suggest that if you don't have anything up there, you start by laying out your order of priority of which courses you would want people to go through first. Pick the first one, get that up there, and plan out, like have a list of what else is coming so that you can start marketing your membership even though they're not up there. And you can have, here's what's live now, here's what's coming. And even better if you can set some deadlines for yourself of when each of those is going to be released, so that you know you've made that commitment and you're going to do it. Just like Sarah said, she was doing one a week. You don't have to do one a week because Sarah's like some sort of superhero with that. But you can
Sarah's
definitely.
husband's a psycho.
Yeah, she's got somebody with a whip right behind her. So if you need somebody with a whip behind you, go for it. But set that up and start marketing it. And while you're marketing it, start adding those other courses. When you have them all up, you're obviously going to be releasing them initially one at a time. Then you can look and say, okay, it's been 6 months, a year, whatever it is that you have your spacing. Do I need to change the way I market it? Do I need to change it to be drip feeding still, or all at once, letting people just come into your academy, your membership, and pick and choose? Or you could have something like have all of them there and give people a little quiz or assessment to help them determine which one they should do first or in what order. So that's something you'd have to get a little bit creative about, but that would really help people say, okay, you know what? I don't know my ideal customer profile. I better start with that. So have them do different questions. If they already have an ideal customer profile, they can maybe jump into something else first and revisit their ICP after 6 months. So you can have different time frames, because that something like the ideal customer profile course, people need to go through that on once in a while, like a regular basis, maybe once a year. So you wouldn't want to leave that out. So look first at what you want in terms of the order of the courses, which one you want to do first, and do your own ICP first so that you have a good sense of what that order should be. All right. So that's my initial take on that. Sarah, you have your own opinion?
Yeah, I was going to say start with one. Don't start and think you've got to add everything in at once. 2 reasons for that. As you go through the first course, sorry, I'm sinking down, and no matter what I do to the camera, I start off on the screen and then I just go. So as you go through that first program, maybe you do office hours or a support call with your people. They know the next one that's coming up. Say the next one is the personal branding one. And you can say to them, is there anything you'd like to know very specifically around personal branding? Right? And then they'll tell you the questions. Is it really hard to do this? Must I have a photo shoot? Blah, blah, blah. And they'll tell you all of the things. And that gives you 2 really, really brilliant things. Firstly, any areas that you are weak in, you can go in and get a guest expert. So you can get somebody and interview them and add that interview as a bonus, or add that interview under a specific module. So it makes your upcoming courses so much stronger. And everybody at the end of it says, wow, that was exactly what I needed. That was exactly what I wanted. And it's by recording that first one and having the interaction with your people that gets them to go through the next ones, but the next ones are absolutely perfect for them. And that might be something that you wish to do every single time. It's not something that I would wish to do every single time. Once I've got my curriculum done, it's done. I go back and adjust it. For example, Facebook watch parties are now no longer a thing. So I go back and adjust anything with Facebook watch parties in. But the curriculum itself, once it's in place, it's in place. And unless something absolutely needs completely reimagining and redoing, that's the way it stays. So I think it's really, really powerful to just do that first one and get to know that cohort of people. I can tell you the cohort of people who did my first blogging challenge. There's Angela Boothroyd, Elaine Sturgis, Charles Conway, and Angelica Davey. These 4 people have been with me since 2007. We know each other really well, and we have interacted with each other in various projects, supported each other in numerous ways. But that came because when we delivered the very first blogging challenge, it was tailored to the very specific things those 4 people asked. And like I say, to this day, they're my people when I'm looking to ask questions. They're the ones I go back and ask questions of, because we've had this really close connection for what seems like centuries in internet years.
Yeah. No, that's a long time. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those people are customers as well of Content Sparks. Yeah. That's amazing. So, and Elena, looks like your theme is going to be coaching clients to success enhanced.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. And that's such a hot topic now.
Yeah.
Well, it has been for a while.
Share us your curriculum in the group and tell us all about it and inspire some people. Because I'd like to know what else you've got in that.
Yeah. And so does the dog.
Yeah, she's like, share it in the group.
Time is flying, so I thought maybe I'd also show the other post. I said there's 6 of that Be Inspired series. So why don't I go and do the last one that's already up? I'm searching on my other monitor for which one it is. There it is. Okay, here, wait, I gotta hide the banner. That's the URL still. So this is the one I picked out. There's all the usual stuff. Meet me, blah, blah, blah. I'm the CEO and founder of Content Sparks. So these are the ones that I picked out. I have a lot of favorites, for various reasons, but in the course. But these are the ones I said I would pick out initially as like top 5 to put together as a curriculum. And then I just couldn't help but add a couple others in there. Sarah told me I could only pick 5, but that was just impossible. So I said, I love the Create Your Signature system as a starting point, because everybody has something that they can teach to other people, some sort of proven process. And people love to have a step-by-step, here's what you need to do to get this result. Do this, do this, do this, do this. It's up to you to actually put it in place, but here are the steps to follow. People do this for weight loss, for fitness, for just about anything. But when you break down something that you've had success with, you break it into steps for someone else, that's going to be your signature system. And that's something that could be, say you're a coach, so you can have a signature system of how you've worked with clients. You look at what's been successful for you and you put that into something with an acronym or whatever makes sense, but that's your signature process. But it doesn't have to be a coaching process that you use. It could be like the weight loss. So that's a very oversaturated industry, but it could be something like that. Or you see things for decluttering and, it could be if you're a great artist. So you could have clients that you would be teaching this to who are in all sorts of different industries. If you have people who are, I always, for some reason, go back to the hairdresser analogy, but say it's because I need a haircut. But if you look at, say you have hairdressers as your target market, who are also, a lot of whom were struggling a lot over the past year, they could have a signature system for how they do a dry haircut. So for curly hair, there's a certain process for cutting hair when it's dry. So they could have their process and they think about it, lay it out step by step, create that into some sort of video series that has an upsell for one-on-one, and you teach them how to break that down and how to lay it out in an easy process for other people to understand. And then they have a business, and you can then be teaching them low-cost marketing strategies, on-camera video basics for how they can actually do some of the stuff on camera, then how to launch and market it as an online course, because it doesn't have to be an online course when you're doing your signature system. So I love that kind of curriculum put together where you're really helping somebody think about what they have as a proven process that they can then market and put together as a product. And it's a product that can have different levels. So you can have the little ebook, you can have the online course, you can have the membership site with resources. They can do it for one-on-one coaching and group coaching. There are a lot of ways that you can package up your signature system and create a whole business. I also put in the ICP course because I love the ICP course. It's the foundation of everything. I put it in as the second one in there, not because the signature system one doesn't have ICP in it. You still have to identify the ideal customer for your signature system. So say you're a coach, you may have one type of client you've been coaching, but your signature coaching process that you want to teach has a different ICP. So you're always doing that. I added that in there so you can have it as a bonus, as an upgrade or expansion in your course on signature system. So a lot of people may already think they know who their ICP is. You can have a bonus training in your curriculum saying, okay, if you're not really clear, go into this, dive deeply into this before you go further. So you have it there as background. So you don't always have to have your curriculum as do this, do this, do this, do this. It can be, here are your 4 main courses and then the bonus extras. If you haven't figured out who your market is, do the ICP. If you haven't figured out, you don't have a strong personal brand, do this. So that's a pretty big course. I have to look at maybe blogging mastery could be something that's a bonus course if you don't have a blog and you want to dive into that. So think about that too, as what are the core programs in your curriculum and what are bonuses. Launch and market your online course I put in there. I had to squeeze in that 6th one, the upgrade for the signature system, because it has a challenge in it, a ready to go challenge, and it has the module quizzes. So a lot of our courses, we give a challenge when we first launch it, which is that 5-day challenge. So you can build your audience before you actually start selling. So you build a rapport and your credibility and a connection with people, and then they're ready to buy your course because they've gotten to know you. So people love doing those. They're set up as 5 days to kind of be in alignment with the lead magnet in the course. And I know Sarah loves these, absolutely loves doing them. And people love doing them as live streams. So definitely want that. And it has the quizzes so that you can take those quizzes and use whatever platform you have. Most of the online course platforms have the ability to have a quiz in there, but there are other programs people use too. Lead quizzes, Thrive Quiz Builder if you're using Thrive, and lots of others as well.
On AppSumo, which is on cheap at the moment. So
what's it called?
Marquiz. I think it's a play on Marquise.
Oh.
MAR quiz.
Okay, sorry, I'm just seeing that there's some other questions in here. So just going through, that was my thinking around these. Obviously, there are lots of other courses, but I was just picking from the ones that are on the options on this bundle. So around this theme of sharing your expertise, sharing your knowledge, I love that particular course. And then there's different ways you could add on the others. And actually, Elena was asking, let me just pull this up. So Elena said, so the modules I have in mind are ICP, signature system, group coaching. Yep. Action-based coaching, which is the new one that's still on sale. That's it's not one of the options in the curriculum bundle because it's already at 67% off. It's still at the launch price with the bonuses until the end of the month. So that wouldn't go into the bundle, but you can obviously get that at a better discount. So action-based coaching skills from prospect to paying client, low-cost marketing strategies, pricing and personal branding, and fill your live events. The pricing one, I'm assuming you mean the one, we have a separate one on profitable pricing that isn't in this, but I think it's a pretty low-cost one. Okay, and your question was, you're not sure what is core and what is bonus. So let's take a look. What would be
I would
core?
make the Feel Your Live events the bonus. And the reason I would make it the bonus is right now, lots of places can't do live events or gatherings of people. So if you make it the bonus and you produce the bonus in a couple of months' time, people will be able to gather together more and more than a certain number of people in a room, and to be able to perhaps, fingers crossed, meet up without a mask. So filling your live events to me would be something that I add as a bonus, but they wouldn't be able to access it until, say, 3 months in, because signature system, group coaching, action-based coaching, prospector paying clients, that's 4 months. If you did one a month, that's 4 months worth of whoosh in somebody's brain. So at that point, they just want to get out, and we'll be ready, hopefully, across the world for live events. So your bonus will be really apt. That's how I feel right now. What have you got to add, Sharon?
Well, I'm looking at seeing this as different phases as well. They would start with signature, the ICP and signature system. The ICP could be a bonus one if you're looking at people who already have a good sense of who their clients are, who their target market is. So you could have signature system as an initial one with ICP as a bonus to that they can go in to go a deeper dive. So you can have it set up as here's signature system is definitely a core one. Group coaching, I think, is definitely a core one, and action-based coaching. And then you've got ones that are more marketing related. So you could group them in 2 different ways too. You've got the how you're going to actually learn how to share your knowledge, signature system, group coaching, and action-based coaching skills, which you need in order to do any kind of one-to-one. And then have, okay, how are you going to get the word out? So prospect to paying client is really great for doing, for selling one-to-one. Low-cost marketing strategies you can do earlier for getting them to start marketing their signature system right away. Pricing is always going to be a key for anything. And personal branding, and then that fill your live events could be the bonus. So I would think about grouping them that way too. I'm just thinking, definitely, so much of it can happen at the same time, so you have to be careful. You could get them kickstart with the signature system. Sorry, I want to share my screen again.
It's still on the screen.
Yeah, but it's hard to look at both at the same time. Let me open up signature system and look at that for a second, because a lot of them are good as standalone, and then when you can go back and reinforce with other courses, because people don't always remember 3 months later. In fact,
with the
nobody.
short hair there.
I know. Look at that. It keeps getting longer and longer every month. So let me look again at signature system, because most of them have a little bit of marketing already involved. So you're identifying your expertise, designing your system. You've got your unique value. So in here, like I said, you start with doing your target market, but this doesn't go as in depth as that ICP course, which is why the ICP can be a good bonus. Title, packaging up. I'm sure there's there's pricing strategy in here. So you don't need to right away give them a whole pricing course. The pricing can be something that's, say, this is pricing for the signature system. You can be doing packaging and pricing your services. I'm not sure if that was the course you were talking about, but that one can be further down the line as well, or even as a bonus in-depth one. Sales and marketing. So they've got a little bit of each of these to get started, and then you can do those others as extra bonuses. So you can say, okay, you've got your sales and marketing. Now you need some more on different ways to really get into your marketing. Low-cost marketing strategies can be a bonus. So if I just look at those one more time, where is it? Here. Signature system is a core. Group coaching is a core. And I think action-based coaching are definitely core. And then you've got bonus ones for marketing on prospect to paying client, low-cost marketing. I'm thinking packaging and pricing your services is the one that you need there, and personal branding. And then you can always have fill your live events as a surprise that you don't even tell them about until the end.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Personal
Because,
branding, I'm debating though now, is personal branding really a core one too?
yeah, I think that should be in with signature system and perhaps before signature system. But that's just me.
They're really tied together because whatever you decide is your signature system is how you want to organize your personal brand, because you may have a slightly different brand now. And if you're going to shift your business to some sort of signature system that's a little different, you need to change your personal brand a bit, tweak that. Elena's saying maybe I should go for virtual summit success considering COVID.
It could be.
Could be. It's a little bit different.
Mm.
The summit is where you have different speakers involved, but yeah, that could work too. And focus on that. I think things are going to be virtual for a while. We will eventually have live events, but they won't be the same as they were. I think it's going to take a while for people to get comfortable, depending on what area of the country you're in or the area of the world.
Gail has a question.
Wait, there was another one up here before.
Yeah, Gail.
Is this Gail? Micro Gail. Sorry, Gail. Purchased several of your courses recently, created a PDF productivity product. Don't have a list or much social media, putting on Gumroad to get started. Is that a good strategy? Putting on Gumroad.
Yeah. You've got to start somewhere. Otherwise, these are going to be really wonderful trainings that nobody ever experiences. Mm-hmm. So what I would do if this was me, I would make my announcement on my Facebook page and in my Facebook groups. You know, I've just got this. I've just put it on Gumroad. I'm going to give 3 15-minute one-to-one calls for the first 10 people that buy it. Right. So you don't really, how can I put it? You don't want to give away too much in terms of your one-to-one, but you do want to build a little buzz around it and encourage some sales. And when you have your one-to-ones and you do your laser focus, whatever you do with them, you can say, by the way, have you considered doing this? And then they can say, no, I never would do a signature course. And you're, okay, then that's okay. And then they say, oh, I've always wanted to do a group coaching program. Yeah, right, brilliant. So you use your 15-minute calls that you give away to generate your initial sales to do the research for what your new customers want as the next step. And you know, because you've asked them one-to-one. You've not asked them in a Facebook group where they say they want it and then 5 minutes later they don't. Or you've not asked them elsewhere on social media where you've had lots of people then chime in and say, oh, I do that, here's my link, and things like that. You've got them on a very intimate one-to-one environment talking to you on Zoom, and you can say, just for my own research, would you be interested in group coaching or a signature system? Which one would be more exciting to you? And you can use it almost as market research. So you're helping them and giving them the experience of working with you, but also learning what you can pitch in your emails following up your new customers.
Anytime that you can actually talk to and interact with your customers and your target market, you absolutely have to jump on it. That's something so many people wait to do. They try and do the hands off. And I know from personal experience, because I'm an introvert and I don't want to talk to anybody. So I'd rather just hang out behind my computer and make content. I don't really want to talk to anybody. But I got over that and I did start talking to people more. And it's always illuminating. Every single time I learn something new. I learned from my customers and leads and whatnot. I particularly focus on people who have bought something, because those are the people who have already shown they really are interested. and they want to learn. And that's listening to what they didn't like as well as what they do like. People don't always know what they want until you give them some options. So that's why it's good that Sarah said, you ask, are you interested in this or this? Does this sound like something that would help you? And if you're approaching it from that standpoint of, will this help them? You're approaching it from you trying to help them, then they're very happy to talk about it. People love that. It's amazing. You can just ask one or two questions as long as they're open-ended and sit back and listen, and you'll get a ton of valuable advice or valuable feedback of what you can do, and then just note it all down. You don't have to act on all of it, because you will get some odd requests that you have absolutely no desire to ever focus on, but you won't know until you ask. All right.
And the other thing is, when we did a load of interviews last summer, in the height of lockdown, we started interviewing for a Bright Sparks series for the website on Content Sparks. And the one thing that came up time and time again was how much time Content Sparks saved somebody. And they'd gone from creating an online course in 6 to 9 months to 10 days. So that was a new bit of information. We knew people save time. We just didn't know the parameters. How much time are they saving? I would have thought maybe a couple of weeks, but 6 to 9 months, we were saving them in the development phase and everything. It's a fantastic amount of time. And just that came through interviewing people for our Bright Sparks series. If we hadn't have had those interviews, we wouldn't have known. We knew, like I say, we knew it saved time. We just didn't know how much. And that made all of the difference.
Yep. And Sarah grabs me kicking and screaming each time into these where I have to talk to people. But it's funny because it's easier for you to do it, even though you wouldn't necessarily want to do it yourself. It's always easier to do it for somebody else and somebody else's businesses, which is why coaches need coaches.
And there was me prepping all of the people for the interview. Sharon might not be available to do this. She's got something else available. There you go. She doesn't turn up. You've given her an out. And then she turns up, every single one. Because they don't really want to talk to me. They want to talk to Sharon.
No, they like talking to you too.
You're too kind.
Gail, I'm glad that was helpful too. Yeah, anything you can do, just get started. Don't worry too much. You may start one strategy and find that it didn't work out. Just give it a good chance. And usually if it feels right to you and feels like it's something you should be doing, then you should. And if it feels wrong and like this isn't really where my customers are, then you're probably right too. So gut instinct has a lot to do with it as well. And then actually seeing results. The only thing I'd say is don't give up on something too quickly. I wouldn't even have Content Sparks if I hadn't had a coach saying to me when I was at the point of, oh, this is, people aren't buying. I don't know. Maybe this is a bad idea. I should try something else. I had a coach saying, no, you got to give it a little longer. Give it a little longer. You're almost there. Once it starts, it's going to snowball. And it did. And it just suddenly took off. So, and it kept growing from there. But you just have to give it long enough if you know that there's an audience there who can help, who you can help. All right. And Elena said, thanks. Very helpful. Weekend is reflection time. Yes. Take a little time, plan it out. Think about what you want, and then you've got a few days, just maybe even go with some Post-it notes, or if you like working online, get a mind map and lay it out in a mind map so you can get some ideas of how you do it. And it's not set in stone what you do. So like Sarah said, start with one. You may end up changing things based on some feedback that you get, but you got to start somewhere and start with the one. All right. I have nothing else to add today. I'm going to put that up there. So but we've already been an hour, and that's what I said we would be, because Sarah and I both just got our first Pfizer. You got Pfizer as well, vaccine?
No, I got AstraZeneca.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's a one shot.
No,
Yes?
we still have it in two
Oh,
shots.
okay. So we
One
both
now.
got ours. It's amazing. We can both think. We have not transformed into some strange creature. Yeah. I actually feel perfectly fine. I had Pfizer on Wednesday, and nothing. A little sore, a little tired. Then I was fine. Yeah. So it's worth it. All right. Gail said, when you are fully moved, will you be much bolder?
I think so.
I hope so. All that mountain air. Though I tell you, I was there for 5 weeks. I just started to get used to the thin air and being able to climb a bit without my heart and my lungs just stressing out. And I come back to New Jersey and I feel great. All this oxygen. This is fabulous. So I'm going to have to adjust again. And Snejana said, thanks. Have a great weekend. You too. I am going to head off now. Remember the URL. If you have any questions at all, pop them into the chat. If you're already a customer, remember you can post in the customer group with any questions, ideas, needing feedback, you name it. Just go ahead and do that. And we'll be on the lookout. I will be busy with the moving, but that's why you'll see emails from Sarah that you can also respond to and get her input. And you know already now from all of this that she's done this before. She's put together the curriculum. She's used Content Spark's 100 courses or so, gradually every week recording more. So she can definitely help you as well if you don't hear from me. All right. But we'll be going and be looking into all the packages.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think it even shocked Sharon how cheap it was coming up in the bundle maker.
That can't be right. That can't be right. It's right. All right. Good luck, everybody. And again, let us know if you have any questions at all. Take care now. Bye.